Hi everyone, it's Debbie here from emotionallysensitive.com. Thank you so much for following me. Again, it feels like forever since a video, but I wanted to come on and talk about distress tolerance and what that is and what it means to those of us who have borderline personality disorder, BPD traits, or emotional sensitivity, or for some other reason, our emotions come on really intensely and can be overwhelming. So distress tolerance, if you don't have it, which was the case for me before I learned dialectical behavior therapy, DBT skills, is when it's basically your threshold for handling stressful things. So if that call doesn't come through, if you don't get a response to that text, if you have an argument with someone and it's really triggering and jolting for you, how is your ability? Where is your capacity to handle those things? Is it, okay, well, I can manage it and I'll be able to just get through this skillfully? Or is it more like panic, freaking out, starting to do impulsive things, starting to engage in behaviors that might make you feel better for a minute, but are things you've been trying not to do anymore so you can take better care of yourself? If you do not have distress tolerance skills, it's probably the latter. It's probably a lot of the impulsivity. It's probably a lot of, let's do something to make me feel better now because this feeling feels like it's never going to end and I need to fix it. And that is really common with people who have borderline BPD traits or emotional sensitivity. For some reason, and it varies from situation to situation, many people who have these conditions or these traits of BPD traits or emotional sensitivity didn't learn or didn't have modeled for them the skills that other people have learned and have had modeled for them to tolerate distress in those moments, to take care of themselves, to ride out an urge. So what it looks like a lot of times with BPD traits and emotional sensitivity is if there's an urge to do a self-harming or unskillful or self-sabotaging behavior, it feels like it goes from the urge to, I have to do it. I need the relief, I have to do it, then I feel better, then I feel way worse because now I have to clean up and do damage control from this behavior I chose to engage in, right? With distress tolerance, we learn how to find that pause in between when that urge happens and taking some sort of action. It seems like there is no space when you don't have distress tolerance skills yet. It seems like it's pretty instantaneous, pretty knee-jerk reaction, but it's not. There actually is a space in there. And we have neuroscience to back this up. There's a beautiful book called Mindfulness for Borderline Personality Disorder that was written by Blaise Aguirre and Gillian Galen that gets into the overactive amygdala in the back of the brain of someone who has BPD, for example, and how mindfulness and certain practices of skillfulness can actually retrain the brain. Our brains have what is called neuroplasticity, so no matter how old you are, even if you learn the skills now, you can change your brain. And we get into this in my online class at emotionallysensitive.com that starts on October 15th. You guys can sign up now if you're interested. We get into the neuroscience of it, talking about why do I keep going back to the same things that I've always done, even when I now know that they don't serve me, even when I now know that it creates problems in my relationships or at my job or in my health. We talk about why, as emotionally sensitive people, we would keep deferring back to these old behaviors and start to learn tools and practice together and get feedback in the group from myself and my co-facilitator on, am I integrating these skills as they're intended? Am I using them in the best way possible? Am I being effective? So we'll practice looking at different skills that can be helpful in those moments when distress has occurred. Meaning you got triggered. For some of you will understand what I mean by your nervous system got hijacked or activated. So you got anxious or panicky, stressed out, worried about something, and there's nothing you can do about that situation in the moment. That's when these skills are particularly useful. So an example of this is you get into an argument with your significant other as you guys are getting ready for work, but you both have to go to work. and you're going to work having just had that argument, and it's on your mind and it's stressing you out, and you need to function and be able to work and not have this impact your ability to function and work. So what skills can you use? So we're going to look at real life situations, real scenarios where we're dealing with this kind of stuff, and look at how do we apply skills. And you'll submit homework each week for feedback, and we'll talk to you about how it went and see what kind of troubleshooting we can do for next time. It's going to be so awesome. So again, the website is emotionallysensitive.com. Enrollment closes on Sunday, October 14th at noon. If you guys have any questions, please go ahead and leave them down below, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And I look forward to having you in class, and you guys have a great rest of the day. Bye for now.